All right, let's dive in. Today, we're unpacking a story that's going to feel really familiar to anyone who's ever tried to build a career. We're getting into the book 6 Degrees of B-School Hustle to figure out what it actually takes to make it in today's crazy job market.
So let me just ask you this, right out of the gate. Is that degree, that piece of paper you worked so hard for, is it really enough to land you the job you really want? It's a massive question, and it's pretty much the central problem at the heart of this entire story. So our story kicks off where so many do, on a college campus. We're going to follow 6 super ambitious B school students. But here's the twist. They're not at some fancy top-tier university. Nope, they're at a Tier 3 college in India. And they know, deep down, the odds are seriously stacked against them.
And what are they all fighting for? Well, it's simple, but it's also incredibly tough. They just want to lock down a future, a good job in a market that is just overflowing with talent. They're scrapping for a chance, any chance to prove they belong. The pressure is definitely on.
Okay, so what's their game plan? They do exactly what we've all been told to do. They start chasing the things they think will make them look good on paper. They're following the conventional wisdom. But you gotta wonder, is that even enough anymore?
And I mean, come on, does this look familiar? They're dropping serious cash on expensive AI certifications to seem cutting edge. They're networking like their lives depend on it, trying to make all the right connections. And of course, they're improvising like crazy when placement season hits and things get real. This is the hustle right in action.
Now, this leads them to something the book calls technical posturing. And this is such a key idea. It's basically faking it till you make it, but with skills. It's projecting you're a data genius after one online course, or listing a coding language on your resume that you've only, read about. It's all about that gap between what the resume says and what's actually real.
But look, this hustle, all this posturing, it doesn't just happen in a bubble. It comes with a pretty heavy price tag, a hidden side to their journey that we're about to get into right now. Because behind the scenes, it's messy. They're wrestling with these tough ethical calls, like, should I embellish this project on my resume just a little bit? They're dealing with insane pressure from their families, getting those nightly calls asking, so do you have an offer yet? But in the middle of all that stress, they also find these really surprising moments of connection. They realize they're all in it together. This comparison really gets to the core of it, doesn't it? On paper, they look like the perfect candidates. Awesome certifications, slick networking skills, totally ready to be hired. But the reality? Their lives are a mix of ethical dilemmas, family pressure, and just huge moments of self-doubt and struggle. It's a massive difference. And through all of this, they start to learn a really powerful lesson. It begins with something we all kind of know to be true. Credentials, your degree, your certifications, they absolutely open doors. They get your foot in. But, and this is the absolute game changer for them, they find out really quick that having the key to the door doesn't mean you're guaranteed a seat inside. Getting the interview is one thing. Proving you actually belong there, that's a whole other ballgame. Their paper qualifications were just the price of admission. So, if the old playbook isn't cutting it, then what does? What did these students finally piece together? What's the real formula for success that they dug up through all that hustle? So here it is. This is the formula they landed on. Step 1 is credentials. That's your entry ticket. You still need it. But step 2 is strategy. You need an actual game plan. Then step 3 is empathy. And this isn't just being nice. It's about genuinely understanding someone's problem and showing how you can help. And finally, social capital, a real lasting network built on trust, not just LinkedIn connections. And ultimately, the whole thing boils down to this really powerful idea. It's not just about the facts in your head or the lines on your resume. It's about how you use what you know. And maybe more importantly, the kind of person you are. It's about your character. And that leaves us with one last question to really think about. As you're moving through your own career, what are you actually building? Are you just polishing your resume, that on-paper version of you? Or are you building real, lasting value? The kind that comes from a good strategy, from empathy, and from genuine human connection. Something to think about, for sure.